Sorry, I keep on forgetting to add myself. I always do that. Hello, everybody. I'm BDIV, and welcome to BDIV and the Boys, the talk show where we talk about everything. Just some things to cover real quick, just some apologies here and there. Number one, I apologize if we talk about the NFL way too much today. Today was the last day for teams to use franchise tags, stuff like that, yada, yada, yada. We got to cover all that today. I promise Thursday stream, we're going to have a little more diversity, okay? A little more diversity here and there. Number two, if I sound different, hey, looky, brand new mic, okay? We're upgrades, people, upgrades. We made upgrades. So I need feedback. Oh, I'm already lagging. Oh, my God. This is not good. Okay, we're back. I apologize. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, a bunch of NFL talk today. We're gonna be talking a lot of NFL. If we have some other times, if we have extra time, I have some other stories in mind. They don't even know about the stories yet because I didn't even plan on having these other stories. So today might actually be a really short stream in a sense. Okay, actually, I'm gonna make my announcements now. So I don't have anything with me, but we are gonna be having a BDIV merch giveaway. So make sure you follow me on Instagram at BDIV_ATB. I'm going to be posting it probably tomorrow about some information for that as well. We're also going to be having Selection Sundays coming up March 14th, 3 days before my birthday. So you're not going to want to miss this. I am doing a $100 prize pool for the winner. No payment needed. All you have to do is share the post I put out, again, at BDIV_ATB, probably tomorrow putting out the information. Just know the password is going to be Yeeter69. That's the password I came up with. It's the best password. It's what we're working with here. Again, Thursday, 6 o'clock, and then Saturday, 8 o'clock, we're having a bunch of streams. We're getting stuff done here, people. Like I said, we're making upgrades. My light over there, I look beautiful. I look sexy in my Steelers hat. I just found this hat. This is my favorite hat. I'm also wearing my favorite t-shirt, American Eagle t-shirt. And, okay, there's no tag there. Why am I even pointing there? 9th grade homecoming suit. 9th grade. This is really tight. I might rip it midstream. I don't know. I'm excited today because football is my strong suit. Everybody here knows a good amount of football, and we have a lot of football to talk about today. Probably, I'm going to be honest, we'll probably have like a good 40 minutes of football today. So, yeah, I'm excited. I mean, today's a great day for football, and yeah, let's get it started. The only tag I made today, I didn't mean to edit it, all kinds of football talk. I mean, there's no other way to sum it up. All kinds of football talk. Just everything happening in the NFL today. So I'm going to bring in my right-hand man, Matt Frazen here. What's up, Matt?
What's going on, Bill? How you doing?
You sound really quiet.
What's going on, Bill? How you doing?
Oh, that's better. I'm doing a lot better. I'm doing good. You know, we just got done filming at Willow's Golf Course for a television production.
Yes, we did.
Banged it out in 15 minutes. We're just different like that. I mean, we're the best. Nobody does it better than us here. So, Fraz, I want to talk about so I woke up this morning. I was like, crap. There's not much to talk about today. What are we going to talk about? Boom. The Lord just a lot to talk about today in the NFL. I've said it about 50 times. So the first thing I want to talk about.
I'm sweat, dude. I got.
I don't blame you. It's okay. It's okay. The first thing I want to talk about is the Dak Prescott deal. Okay, big deal with Dak Prescott. First thing
I got a lot to say about that.
Yeah, a lot to say about that. So do I. So does everybody here. 7. I'm bad at counting. All 6.
7 people?
No, that's 6 people. Very bad at counting. So, yeah, all 6 of us have an opinion. I want to get it done here. So let me actually give you some details about the deal here. He signed a long-term deal with the Cowgirls. The negotiation took place over the span of 2 years. I think that's important to note. It took 2 years to get this negotiation right. The deal includes $126 million of guaranteed money over the span of 4 years. However, the contract can earn Dak upwards of $164 million once that time is up. The goal was to avoid franchise tagging Dak. And I've explained it multiple times, but I'll explain it again. Franchise tagging is kind of like, I don't know, like a placeholder for working out a contract for a long-term deal. Every team gets one. The Steelers chose not to use theirs this year. We'll get into that in a little bit. So they didn't use their franchise tag, and that saved the team about $38 million. That's a lot of money. But many question the long-term deal. Excuse me. As Prescott is fighting back from a gruesome, and I mean gruesome ankle injury, which, by the way, Tony Romo's an idiot. I'm just going to be honest. Tony Romo saying that was a cramp, like, that's just stupid. It definitely was not a cramp. I mean, like, the dude's ankle was...
I know,
You know what I
they
mean?
replayed it on Red Zone like 6 times.
Yeah,
just
they
so
were
you
like,
could
let's just
see
get
it.
that from another angle. I really want to see that again. It's like a UFC fight. Like, nobody cares about that. Or, well,
Yeah.
we do, actually. We really care about that, but nobody cares to see it. It's very gruesome to the eyes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it was a gruesome injury. But for those 4 weeks Dak played for his full 4 games, he looked like a top 3 quarterback. Prescott had a 68% completion percentage, 9 touchdown passes, and an average of 370 yards in those 4 games, and threw for almost 1,900 in them. He looks to rebound for a team that finished under 500 in a division that was not very skilled. Fraz, I'm going to ask you this. This is a lot of money. Does Dak Prescott deserve all that money?
Well, let's relate him to the Patrick Mahomes deal there, because
That is important. That is very important.
if you do the math here, if Dak was being paid for a 10-year deal as Patrick Mahomes is, it would be $400 million. Patrick Mahomes is being paid $500 million. So the question really is Dak only $100 million less of a quarterback than Patrick Mahomes? Because, and right now I'm saying not a chance, because Dak had this could be a career-ending injury. Knock on wood, it's not, but like, I mean, you gotta see what the guy's got to do after this injury. I mean, we saw Alex Smith. Alex Smith had a similar injury, not as severe as Alex Smith's, but again, like, something you just got to look at. Is he gonna do what he did before? And will he stay healthy? All these are put into perception. And honestly, my opinion is Dallas kind of reached on this one, and I think they could have maybe offered him a little bit less. Still could have, made an agreement with him for a deal, but I think 160 million is a lot, and that's too much for Dak Prescott.
Yeah, well, you have to think this, Fraz. That is a lot of money. That's over 160 million for 4 years. I believe did Patty Mahomes sign a 10-year deal? I think it was 10 years. 10 years for 500 million. So I guess the thing is here is, like, that contract, I don't know if they signed it for the right amount of money. You think about it, Patty Mahomes over 10 years is making 500 million, and Dak's making 160 in 4. I don't know. I think this is, I mean, you have to look at it this way. This is an injury that, I'm going to be honest, the average NFL player, he doesn't come back from. This is a very gruesome injury that could hurt his mobility, which is very evolving in the NFL. We talked about it before, like Big Ben's probably shouldn't return because, again, like, this is just all kinds of injuries here. I mean, from Dak. So I don't know if this was a good move by the Cowboys, but I'm gonna ask our brand new guest here, Caden McCrory, next. Caden, what's up, bro?
What's up, man?
Okay, Caden. So Dak Prescott, 160 million. Does it work out for the Dallas Cowboys here?
In the long run, I believe that the Dak deal will benefit the Cowboys more than hurt, especially getting away from the franchise tag, which was the whole goal from Dak Prescott. And I know they were rumored to have a deal close to the deadline deal last season, but I think in the long run, getting away from the franchise tag and Dak getting his guaranteed money, most of it this season, will definitely help the Cowboys in the long run.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way to put it. The franchise tag was a big thing. That's $38 million that the team does really need, avoiding that franchise tag. The team needs that money. There's a lot of holes in that Cowboys team. There's definitely some potential with that Cowboys team. I mean, but there is a lot of holes. I think they re-signed Smith, their edge rusher, for, I think it was a 2 or 3 year deal. So again, that's some money that they could have put towards that. again, there's a lot of moves that the Dallas Cowboys can now do now that they avoided that franchise tag. And again, a lot of teams avoided franchise tags. We saw some teams that didn't even use franchise tags. So I think this is a good move by the Dallas Cowboys. If I'm correct, it's now too late to use franchise tags. I believe at 4 o'clock today, everything was shut off as far as franchise tags. You cannot use them anymore. I don't know if the Cowboys used theirs or not, but we saw a ton of linemen, so maybe they used one. I don't think they ended up using one there.
I don't believe they did.
Yeah, I was all day today, just on my phone, just vroom, 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 like maybe I would say half the teams in the NFL made a move. We're going to cover them all, but I'm going to ask Mikey here next about the Dak Prescott deal, and then we'll move on. Mikey, what's up?
What's up, dude?
Okay, so Dak Prescott, $160 million. Does it work for the Dallas Cowboys?
Honestly, I don't know. That injury, that's a scary injury for anybody to go through. Like, I honestly have no clue if he's going to be able to perform like to the 160 whatever million he's going to get. That's a lot of money just to put on the line for a quarterback that might not even be able to play as well as he did. Like Billy said earlier, that he was a top quarterback in his first couple of games.
Yeah. Like this is a player that if he would have finished the season, I think he finishes as a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. That's my personal opinion. Now his touchdown to interception ratio through those 4 games was a little bit sketch, 9-4. 4 picks in 4 games. That's a little sketchy. He also played for the first half in that 5th game too, but then obviously that injury struck. That's awful. I mean, I agree with Mike here. This is an injury that I don't think a lot of players could come back from. But from what I know, the Cowboys have said multiple times, hey, Dak's looking good. I saw him on a mattress commercial, so that's a good sign. Probably not. Probably doesn't mean anything really at all. But, it's good to see Dak doing well. And clearly he's doing well, or else I don't think the Cowboys would have paid an injured quarterback or a quarterback that might not even step on the field again, a guaranteed $124 million. We're going to move on here. I'm going to invite you guys back in a second, obviously, invite some more people back here. So the Tennessee Titans made a move with the Miami Dolphins that doesn't make a ton of sense. So let me give you the details here. Shut up! Sorry, my dog was barking. Oh my God, she won't stop. Okay. So let me give you the details on this Tennessee Miami deal. So the Dolphins receive a 2020 first round pick, Isaiah Wilson, and a 2022 7th round pick for a 2021 7th round pick. Okay, now reading that just gave me an aneurysm, so let me rephrase that a little bit. So the Titans are going to give the Dolphins a player that they took in the first round last year, Isaiah Wilson, with their 29th pick, I believe, and a 2022 7th round pick. And in return, they are getting a 2021 7th round pick from Miami, which is this year's draft. The trade has not been officially made yet. Wilson has to pass his physicals, which, believe it or not, you'd think that'd be an easy deal. But Wilson hasn't played in a while. He only played 4 snaps last year. He was then placed on IR and the COVID reserve list pretty much the entire season, week 2 to 17, 18, 7, it's 17. He hasn't been the ideal role model for pretty much anybody who watches the NFL or players on the come up. The former Georgia lineman has picked up a DUI charge and multiple trespassing charges. After these incidents, Tennessee was certain that his tenure was over, and they were right. They made a deal with the Dolphins, that deal. Now, in my opinion, I'm going to ask some other people here. In my opinion, this is a low-risk, high-ceiling deal here. When Wilson was healthy and when Wilson was, staying out of trouble, he was dominant in Georgia at least. And he was the 29th pick overall for a reason. He had great size. He is an elite down blocker. Which is not something you see from a tackle a lot. You don't really see the run block upside, but here he shows it. I mean, he's a great run blocker. Obviously, the Buccaneers got the best lineman in Tristan Wirfs. Wilson could turn it around in Miami. At least I think, in an evolving offense that's getting better with mock draft saying that the Dolphins could possibly take Jamar Chase, even like Najee Harris, Travis Etienne if they're there with their later picks. But he has to stay healthy and out of trouble. I'm going to start with Akil here. Akil, what's up?
What's up, Bill?
Okay, so we're looking here at a little bit of a troublemaker here in Isaiah Wilson. Again, DUI charge, multiple trespassing charges. Does a player like Isaiah Wilson turn it around and make something good out of the trade that just happened?
I could see him turning it around for the Dolphins just because seeing how he was traded from the Tennessee Titans, it's just seeing that he knows that that's possible that he could be released. I feel like he would turn it around. Yeah,
and again, I obviously agree with that. I think that he's a good football player. Again, there's a reason why this guy went 29th in last year's draft. Obviously, there was some better linemen on the board. I believe 4 or 5 linemen went before him. But this is a guy who – oh, okay, that's a Bradshaw jersey, Mike. Okay, good. Here, Mikey, show everybody your cool jersey. Okay, I was worried it wasn't. Okay, now you can leave now. I just wanted to show the people your jersey, your cool jersey, blah, blah, blah. No disrespect to Terry Bradshaw. Love Terry. Great guy. Met him before. I've never met Terry Bradshaw before. I'm lagging again. Akil, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, I don't know why I'm lagging. There we go. That's better. I'm going to ask that over the time because I don't know why it looks like my internet's bugging. But again, I agree with you here. I think that he could definitely make a turnaround here. I think this is a guy, again, dominant run blocker, like really good run blocker. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised in Miami if he moves to guard because that's also another need. That's how good of a run blocker he is. I mean, this is a pretty darn good lineman. And this was a guy who blocked. He started all 4 years in his college career. He blocked for the likes of Nick Chubb, Sony Michel, those type of guys. So this is a guy that you definitely cannot undermine here. And Josh, hello, hi, hey Josh. So Josh, now you might not know much about this guy. I'm gonna be honest. Before today, I didn't know much about Isaiah Wilson either. His name rung a bell because he was in last year's first round. Josh, I'm going to ask you the same question. Is there a chance that Isaiah Wilson makes a comeback despite after everything that's happened?
I do believe that he could make a comeback and change, but I feel like the trade isn't worth it though.
Yeah,
because they're like trading 3 things for 1 7th round pick. What? Is he lagging?
I don't know. He could just be frozen.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was frozen.
No! Can you guys hear me? Oh my god, this is embarrassing. This is so bad. Can you guys hear me?
Now we can. You're pixelated.
Your face.
Am I okay now?
You're very pixelated.
But
I'm very pixelated.
Yeah, but we can see
I
you.
can't wait to watch. I can't wait to watch this on the replay. This is going to be really bad. So, you know what? I have an idea. I really have to pee. Okay, I really have to pee. I apologize. Everybody. I'm trying to get things worked out here. Internet's bugging a little bit. Where did Josh go? Okay. So Josh, I apologize. Everything happened there. Yeah, I agree on. I can't even remember. Josh, can you reiterate what you just said?
I just don't think the trade is good because they're trading like 3 things for 1 7th-round pick.
Yeah, and again, I think the main thing was just like the Titans really just wanted to give away this player, but didn't want to give nothing. Now, 7th-round picks, we've seen later picks, like Antonio Brown. That's all I can think of. James Robinson, unsigned player. We have all these late picks. Literally, am I lagging again?
No.
Why does it keep on saying I am? Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh. Okay, again, sorry guys for the delay, all the interruptions. I think he can make a comeback. That's enough on that topic. Get out of here. So we're gonna move on. Again, I'm out of breath. I just ran all around the world to fix my Wi-Fi. Let me fix my hair. I'm sweating. Everything's wrong today. Let me buckle up because this is gonna be a long one. I can't buckle up. Okay. You know what? No buckling up here. No buckling up here. We're just gonna keep moving on here. So, next topic I have for you guys. Trent Brown will be heading to New England that is desperate of a pass protector or is in desperate need of pass protection for whoever it may be at quarterback, whether it's possibly a Zach Wilson trade up, whether it's, like we mentioned on the last stream, definitely go watch it, Jimmy Garoppolo. There's some guys that could definitely be in the backfield for those New England Patriots. So once the trade happened between New England and the Raiders, Patriots front office and Brown worked out a restructured contract that allows Brown to become a free agent after this upcoming season. I believe it was 1 year for $12 million. He might have took the veterans minimum and took a 11-year bonus, which is what I think Ben should have done. I mean, Ben's got a $13 million signing bonus. I think they definitely could have cut it down a little bit. But here's the thing. Trent Brown is on the older side, but Mike Mayock, who is the best NFL analyst I've ever seen, the dude literally will project picks at the draft night every year. I wish he'd come back. He's not doing it anymore. He's the most knowledgeable of them all. He knows the most. He said, this is what he said about Trent Brown the other day. He said that when he's healthy, he is very dominant, even to the point where he might even be the best right tackle in the NFL. Brown is returning to the New England Patriots. This is his first rodeo in New England. He is returning to the Patriots after winning a Super Bowl on the last year of his contract. Unfortunately, they couldn't afford him. He was too good. So then the Raiders offered him a 4-year, $66 million deal that cleared up a ton of space for the slowly regressing Patriots squad at this point. Actually, no, at this point, 4 years ago, they were a pretty darn good football team still. Definitely Super Bowl contenders. He played very well in Oakland. He served as Derek Carr's number 1 pass protector. I think he let up 2 sacks last season. Raiders now send Brown back for a 7th round. The Raiders now send back Brown and a 7th round pick in 2022. A lot of 7th round picks trades today for a New England 2022 5th round pick. But don't expect this to be the Patriots' biggest move. The team has a ton of cap space and a ton of future picks to put up on the trade block. It also wouldn't be out of the ordinary, like I said, for the Patriots to trade up in this year's draft for a quarterback. So I'll bring on Fraz again. I'll bring on Frazzy. Frazzy, what's going on? So, again, Trent Brown, really good pass protector. 1 year, $11 million contract for Trent Brown. Was this a fair trade between New England and the Raiders? Let me repeat that to you real quick. The Patriots got Trent Brown and a 7th round pick. Both picks are 2022, and a 5th round, and the Raiders got a 5th round pick. What do you think?
You got to look at both teams, like what they need. The Oakland Raiders are going to be getting some picks so they can work with that down the road. I don't think the New England Patriots are a team that is going to be in Super Bowl content. So Trent Brown is, I don't know. I wasn't really amazed on the trade, but you got to look at the fact that Trent Brown is 360 pounds and he's 6'8". You know what I mean? He's just a big body on the line, and he's going to do work. Yeah, he's a veteran, like you said. I forget the analyst's names that you said, but I mean, he said it that Trent Brown has experience, and he was Derek Carr's best pass protector. He's going to do some work at New England.
Yeah, and that was Mike Mayock that said that. Again, the guy's the real deal. He knows what he's talking about. This could be a guy who's still dominant. I don't remember how old he is. He is.
I believe he's 32. I have it right here. He is. Oh, sorry, he's 27 years old. My bad.
He's 27.
Yeah, Trent Brown is.
I thought it said 37. I've been very dyslexic today.
Yeah,
Mikey gave me an age too, and I added 10 years onto that.
Think about that though. At a tackle, 6'8", 360. I mean, let's just say if you got a quick edge rusher. I don't know how that's going to work against them, but if you have a guy that's like not as quick, I mean, he's going to keep him in front of him. Whoever the quarterback is for the Patriots is going to be good for this year.
And again, that brings up some questions. Who's the Patriots quarterback going to be for this upcoming season? None of us know. It's obviously not going to be Cam Newton. It's not going to be Cam Newton. You're here, Akil. I don't understand. Why don't you just ask me? He asked me, what do you know what? No, you come in and answer your own question. I'm not having this.
I need your opinion.
You need my opinion. Oh, okay. Best fast food. Well, yeah, I'll ask you.
All right. I don't know. I think Arby's has really, they've been on the grind. I think Arby's is insane.
I'm gonna be honest. Even though it gives me the crappers, I'm gonna go with Taco Bell here. They got the best. They got the best thing on the menu taken off in the grilled cheese burrito, but it's still my favorite. But getting back to the Trent Brown trade, I'm gonna bring in Caden. Same question for Caden. Caden, who do you think won this trade between New England and the Raiders?
Well, I definitely think the Patriots. Now that I know that Trent Brown's only 27, I mean,
I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
I thought he was like 30 years old. I'm like, this guy's at the end of his career. No, he's only 27 years old, and you're paying him $12 million a year. He used to be worth $20 million a season when he was protecting Brady. That's why he went to Oakland and got paid. So if he can return to form, that's a massive steal for the Patriots. And then if you can re-sign to an extension, and when they've drafted their franchise quarterback, if it is a guy like you said, Zach Wilson or Justin Fields, man, the Patriots might be back.
Yeah, and I think the only question is he is very big, and I'm talking like a little big to the point where I don't know if your body. It's the same. I don't want to compare him to Gronk because nobody is Gronk. But the reason that Gronk didn't have a crazy long career, obviously he's back now. But the reason he took a break was because he couldn't handle the deal that came with that big frame of his. It doesn't make sense. I kind of see why there's like a regression here. 6'8", what'd you say? 6'8", 360?
6'8", 360.
Yeah, that's a hefty man. So again, and as far as like pass protection goes, I don't see him having a problem unless he did get worse. But I don't see that. I'm gonna be honest. He might end up losing weight. This is a guy again, 360. Well, no, he wouldn't lose weight. He's 6'8". That's a good sign.
Yeah, he's. I mean, you got to look at some other guys too, Billy. Villanueva, also another guy. I think he's 6'9" actually, but Villanueva is only about. I think he's 310, somewhere around there. So he is. He's a very impactful tackle. If Trent Brown wants to lose some weight, I think he can. Get his speed up. Be able to block those quick guys on the edge.
Yeah, but the thing with the edge rusher thing is. So obviously you made fun of it before. Everybody laughs at it. How linemen block in a kick step, right? So these bigger guys, Evan Azera, I'll give an example as Evan, who I want to have on the show sometime next week to have it for special guest Saturday when I start up again, talk about Miami of Ohio football. But how it works is here's the problem with the bigger guys. They get beat inside very easily. See, they have such big steps in their kick step block, in which the guys could go whoop, like right inside. Well, that would be the camera slipped right inside. So again against like edge rushers, like I think he would do pretty well against the TJ Watt. I think he would do pretty well against the Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
Again, he's not old. I thought he was in his mid-30s. Excuse me, I had my strawberry acai. That's why I'm burping a little bit. But yeah, I think that this is a guy who definitely could make an impact on that New England squad. Like Caden said, this is a guy who was in his prime. Clearly, again, somewhere like 20 million a year over in Oakland, which is now Las Vegas. So yeah, I mean, I think New England won this trade. A fifth rounder for next year. Now, if it was a fifth rounder for this year, I would have thought about it because you can turn those fifths into fourths and fourths into thirds. So though that Miami Tennessee deal, you have to look at that too. A seventh round pick might not seem very valuable, but clearly teams are trading for it because you can flip those picks. Like the Carson Wentz trade, the Eagles got a second round pick. They might flip that into a first. So there's a lot of moves that you can make here. I think that this actually wasn't a terrible trade. I think it could have been a little bit better if it was a fourth instead of a fifth, or a fifth for this year. I think it would have been a lot more fair in that sense. You guys have any more thoughts about that?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. But again, I think I'm gonna go with Caden's decision on this. I think Patriots definitely won this. They're gonna have a good season. Now, Caden, I don't know if they're gonna be a playoff team. I mean, we'll see where it goes. Bill Belichick can do his magic, but I mean, I don't know about a playoff team yet for Patriots. But they definitely won this trade. I'll say that.
If they bring back Joe Thuney at guard as well, and they have a decent
yeah.
offensive line.
Yep.
Like I said, you drop the franchise. It doesn't have to be right away, but you re-sign Brown mid-season or something, maybe a little less money. You start building the franchise back up again the Belichick way. I mean, he already knows the system, so it's not like he has to learn a whole new thing over again, which I think the Patriots is a perfect fit for him.
Yeah, no, this is arguably the best coach to ever coach football in Bill Belichick. He definitely knows what he's doing. And I think that once again, I don't think it's going to be this year. It might not even be the following year. But this is a team that could definitely make a comeback. There's a few teams that are like that. My number one is probably the Jaguars. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be that team. 2016, they were arguably the best team in the NFL. They had Jalen Ramsey. They had Leonard Fournette. That might have been 17. I could be wrong. But you had that squad that made it to the championship, couldn't pull it out for the Super Bowl. But again, there's a few teams that are like that are just going to keep on climbing the ladder and getting better. And I think New England's definitely one of them. But I'm going to kick you guys off here. We're going to move on to our next free agent thing here. A lot of teams, as I mentioned, a ton of teams here used and didn't use franchise tags on players we thought were going to happen and players we didn't think were going to happen. So let's start with the Washington football team. I'm not going to ask opinions on all of these because they're players that you probably don't know, but they're also very good players, or because clearly they are, because they're franchise tagged, obviously. Again, franchise tags are basically a placeholder, 1 or 2 year contracts to work out a even longer contract. So it wouldn't make sense to franchise an older guy because, well, they're at the end of their career, they're trade worthy. It's not worth it. So, first one that I saw today was the Washington football team. They did use theirs. They used it on Brandon Scherf, right guard, played really well last year. He's going to sign a 2-year contract. Carolina, which is interesting, and we're going to get our opinions on this. Carolina used theirs on offensive tackle Taylor Moton, who was really good. Taylor Moton did a fairly well job creating space on run plays and was a pretty decent pass protector. Let up a few sacks this season, but he played fairly well. The Jets, who we didn't even know were going to use their tag on, because I'm going to be honest, the Jets are a bunch of nobodies right now. They really need help. The Jets used the tag on safety Marcus May, who played really well. I actually thought that's who they were going to use their tag on if they used their tag. Again, not every team used their tag. And also, the Ravens are expected to use their tag on tight end Mark Andrews. Not expected. I don't know if they did or not. I don't think the Ravens ended up using their tag. I could be wrong here. But let me get some opinions on this. Let me get some opinions here. I'll start with Mikey first. Mikey, I think the most interesting one to me was the Carolina thing, using Taylor Moton. Now, obviously, it doesn't make a ton of sense to put a franchise tag on a quarterback, But Teddy Bridgewater is now a free agent. What's going to happen to Teddy football here?
Honestly, I could see him maybe signing with the. I'm trying to think. I don't really know that many teams that are in need of a quarterback. I know that the Jags are, but he'd probably only be like a backup.
Yeah, he would definitely be a backup. I don't see the Jags signing a quarterback at all. They're going to get the best quarterback in the draft.
I could see him maybe trying to go to the Niners because Jimmy G, I think, is on the last year of his contract.
Yeah, and that's actually what I was going to say. That would make a lot of sense too, because many reports said, like we said last stream, again, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's a really good stream. We did a pretty good job, which I will talk about the comment section in that stream in just a second. A little bit, disrespectful, to say the least. But I personally think that's a pretty good landing spot for a few quarterbacks in the league. Jimmy G's camp has said that they want the best move, the ideal grade A move, quote unquote, would be for Jimmy G to go back to New England. They would pay him good money. Not the same as a Dak Prescott deal. Obviously, Jimmy G's gotten paid like that before. He made pretty much Dak's guaranteed money in a contract. I believe it was somewhere around 120. So, Jimmy G's, he's making money. And I'm going to ask, who do I want to bring on here next?
Wilbur, I do have to say something about the 49ers, though.
What's that?
Before they went to the Super Bowl with Jimmy G, I feel like the only really good season is whenever they had the mobile quarterback in Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
So they are I'm thinking that they could be pretty good with another mobile quarterback.
Yeah, and Colin Kaepernick obviously wants to make a comeback in the NFL. I don't see him getting signed. Well,
I mean, I don't see him getting signed just because of the time he's spent out of the NFL. He's been out of the NFL for a couple years now, and that's just way too much time to not play, and you're eating your hat.
I am eating my hat. Thank you very much. I'll eat my hat in peace. And I'm actually going to get you out of here now because you're talking crap to me. Fraz, you were waving to me. Do you have something to say on this topic?
Well, more so on like the tags from another team. I really like the Buccaneers tag on Chris Godwin. I thought that was a really good move for them. They got the talent at receiver, but just to hold on to Godwin, another year. It's a good. Why are you looking at me like that?
Sorry, I zone out every once in a while.
It's I thought it was a good. Good play by the Buccaneers to tag Chris Godwin. I don't know. What do you think about that one?
I think who else would they use? I mean, there was actually a few people who they could have used it on. Shaq Barrett being one of them, and Levante David being the other one. Levante David actually signed a deal with them today. I believe it was 2 years for $25 million. I think it was like $15 million guaranteed of that. This was Tampa Bay made some good moves today. I'm going to ask everybody else's opinion on that in a little bit. But Fraz, while you're here, I might as well ask you about Teddy Bridgewater, who I wanted to show a picture of Teddy Bridgewater when he was in Louisville. Really wanted to show it. It's kind of inappropriate. I can't. It's a very funny picture. I can't. They talk about it on other sports shows, but we're family friendly here. But Fraz, what do you see happening with Teddy Bridgewater here?
I really think he's gonna. I know Jameis Winston was a 2-year quarterback and then moved to New Orleans, but I think he's going to go back into something like a Jameis Winston, maybe play for a team with a big quarterback. Maybe, I can personally see him, being behind Tom Brady for the fact that they can maybe build Teddy Bridgewater up. And being behind the best is literally the best thing you could do for your career. Bridgewater's still a little young. Tom Brady, again, we have no idea what he's going to do this next season. I don't even know if he's going to go down at all. He can have another 2 to 3 seasons, but honestly, I could see Teddy Bridgewater maybe landing at Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and I think Tom Brady, we were talking about this today. I think Tom Brady, if he really wanted to, could probably play. I'm being serious. Another 5 years in the NFL.
Yeah.
Tom Brady is still at the peak of condition. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to keep asking because the little Wi-Fi icon pops up. I think Tom Brady is pretty much at peak condition. The stuff that I've seen, like videos, I've seen like his routines and stuff. Tom TB12, he's still
Yeah.
he's very healthy. And honestly, the way that the NFL is now, it's soft. Nobody likes how soft the NFL is now. Quarterbacks can't even get touched. It's like but like yeah, like you can't even. What is he doing? Mikey just had an aneurysm down there. I have no idea what this kid was doing.
I wish I could see that, but I
Do
can't.
you have something to say?
Yeah, the NFL has. Well, I mean, the NFL should just put dresses on quarterbacks, kind of like what Jack Lambert said.
Okay, that was funny, but not that funny. Not funny enough to be staying on here. Not really that funny. See, you guys, when you get my attention, because I don't look at the chat, you guys go.
Yeah, I know. Whenever I wanted to get, I know. Whenever I want to be on, I do that.
Yeah, but again, I didn't even think of that as far as Teddy Bridgewater goes. You have to remember, this is a player that was a backup quarterback, but I think he's a little more. No, because Jameis Winston was the only player to throw 30 touchdowns and 30 picks in one season. So that's not good, but it's like a. I don't know how to put it.
It could have been good if that, like, he had potential definitely to, he had a 30 touchdown season, but 30 picks too. That's really bad. So
yeah, 30 picks is also.
I remember, and I vividly remember one of the games. He had 5 interceptions in one of them. So
yeah, well, that would have done it there. 30 and 25 looked a lot better. But yeah, I agree. Jameis Winston definitely going somewhere like there. Jameis Winston, or not Jameis Winston, I apologize. Teddy Bridgewater ending up something like that. That would make a lot of sense. Let's look at some other notable things that happened today. Obviously, Carolina is not going to, if they can't use their franchise tag now, but if they would have, Teddy has said, you know what? I'm not playing for you. I'm sitting right here. He's pulling a Le'Veon Bell. He's not playing. He's sitting out. Excuse me. The Lions announced that their franchise tag will not be used on wide receiver Kenny Golladay. Obviously, that didn't happen. They're going to let him walk. He is a free agent. Who else is going to walk? The Chargers. Hunter Henry is also going to walk. Okay, Mikey's flickering with his lights. We'll bring Caden back on here for a second. Caden, so can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
I'm sorry. It's embarrassing. I have to keep asking here, but again, the Lions getting rid of Kenny Golladay here. Is this a good move?
No, I don't think it's a good move. I think they should have kept him. But I think Jared Goff should probably pick who he wants his receivers to be. I believe Marvin Jones is also a free agent. So really the only returning starter is TJ Hawkinson at tight end. So maybe if Goff kind of gets his guys and rolls with his regime, maybe Motor City Dan Campbell rolls with his guys too. I mean, it's the new regime in Detroit, so they got to roll with the new stuff.
Oh, and I love that new coach in Detroit. He's all
awesome.
amped up. He's sick. Love him. Now low-key a Lions fan because of it. Not a bandwagon. I mean, you can't bandwagon a team. That would be awful. What are you yelling about? What are you yelling about?
Screw Matt Patricia. Well, I know he's not the coach, but screw Matt Patricia and the Detroit Lions. All right, yeah, I thought you were paused.
No, I wasn't paused, Fraz.
Oh my.
Wasn't paused at all. I'm pretty good at staring. I would win in a staring contest. Nobody's a better staring contester than me. He didn't even know I was bringing him on. He's probably really embarrassed now. But I'm also going to ask you, again, I don't know about Kenny Golladay. He was pretty good. I mean, he came into the NFL the Lions didn't expect him to be more than actually like a third or fourth receiver on their roster. So this wasn't a guy. This was a low risk, high reward as far as where he was drafted. Didn't expect him to do very well. But we also have Hunter Henry here. Hunter Henry is the Chargers' main guy at tight end. I don't know how much his market value was, but was this a good idea to let him walk, Caden?
I think the Chargers should have franchise tagged him if they wanted to play it safe, because like the salary cap, you've no idea what it's going to be this year, no idea what's going to be next year. So kind of getting Hunter Henry kind of locked down, have his rights. If they're not very good, you can trade him. But I think the market for Hunter Henry is going to be crazy amount of money. He's definitely going to get overpaid, because how many teams have a reliable tight end that can catch and block? Not many.
Not very many.
So Hunter Henry's market's going to be crazy. So good for him, bad for the Chargers.
Yeah, bad for the Chargers. Bad move there. I think. Oh my gosh. That was that. I think the Chargers definitely should have stuck with Hunter Henry there. I mean, to be honest, I don't think they have much depth at tight end now. So, oh my goodness. So again, I don't know, but we're gonna move on here to actually some Steelers news. Bud Dupree. Well, actually, no. Let me rephrase this, because at first, the news was Bud Dupree will not be franchise tagged, but then the Steelers said, you know what? Screw it. We're not using our franchise tag at all. We're not going to franchise tag anybody. I'm not going to click on you. I'm not clicking on you. I'm not allowed. I can't do that. That's very gross. So just if we focus on Bud Dupree here, according to, I forget the website. You know what? That's very rude of me. Dupree's market value, actually, I predicted this myself as well. His market value, I believe, is going to be somewhere from 16 to 18.5 million. When he's healthy, Bud Dupree is one of the best edge rushers in the NFL. And when you have, but that's the problem. He's an outside linebacker, but he's a strict edge rusher. First, second, third, doesn't matter. He is an edge rusher and is not good at zone. So that's definitely what the Steelers didn't need. Now, in my opinion, I think Alex Highsmith was a pretty good value for the Steelers. I think in those games that he played, I think he started 5 or 6 games. I think he played very well for Alex Highsmith. Played very well. I'm gonna ask Josh here. I'm gonna ask Josh a question here. Josh, hello. Josh, I'll ask you this. This is a pretty simple question, and this is a question that are a lot of the Steelers fans are asking this question a lot. I already know what the answer is gonna be, but I might be wrong. Juju Smith-Schuster, does he come back to Pittsburgh, or should he come back to Pittsburgh?
He's coming back.
He is coming back?
He is coming back.
So do you think that's a good move on the Steelers' part?
I do. I feel like just because, like, after Antonio Brown left, his role changed. Like, I feel like everybody thinks he did worse these last year or two because of his role, but I think he's just underrated right now.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say underrated, because I think this was the trending line that Juju was on. You have a guy, this is the AB effect, and this is why I don't want Juju to leave. Listen, you have AB in a way made Juju the star of Pittsburgh's receiving core in his last year. Then you have this year, Juju, in the past few years, Juju hasn't really racked up a lot of yards. However, he has gotten a lot of touchdowns and has played more of that. Oh my God, 1 second. He's played more of that red zone role. A lot of catches, not so many yards. So he's more of like a drag route guy, ins, outs, nothing more than 10 yards. We have Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool in that sense. Akil, are you alive? He is. He is alive. Wait, Mikey, what's that?
Oh, it's just Vance McDonald retiring.
I thought it was contract news. I thought it was contract news. Sorry, I should be checking my phone myself. None of these bozos. Akil, I'm going to ask you the same question. Does Gugu McGuger come back to Pittsburgh?
He likes the Ravens.
Oh.
You're muted.
I can still see him coming back to Pittsburgh.
I'm going to start into the Joker real quick. No. All right,
I can
Akil,
see him coming back.
you see him coming back?
Yeah, just the whole purpose of him saying he wants to stay in Pittsburgh. He doesn't want to go anywhere else. And just how Josh was saying it, he's a very underrated player because he's changed his role in the Pittsburgh's offense.
Yeah, and I agree. I think the problem though is, and you know what? I'll bring in Mikey this conversation too. I think the problem is that I feel as if the Steelers re-sign Juju, I kind of feel like there's a chance that they might pay Juju a little too much money than what he's actually worth. Mikey, do you agree with me here?
Yeah, like whatever one of these two said that they his role changed. He went from a number 2 receiver to a number 1 receiver. He's not as good as a number 1 receiver because he's getting double covered every single game. He doesn't have as much of a chance to get open, and I don't think he's coming back. And
Also, you don't think he's coming back?
I don't think he's going to come back, honestly. And if he does come back, they're definitely going to overpay.
I mean, that's a pretty hot take, Mike. That's a pretty darn hot take you got there. I don't know. I think I want him to come back. Okay, listen. If Juju doesn't come back, who's going to be our number 1? Chase Claypool is not really a big route technician. He's good for goes and posts and standstill screens. That's pretty much it. I love Claypool, but he's not really there yet. If he evolves his route game, we'll see. Deontay Johnson's not tall enough, doesn't have enough size to be that number 1 receiver. I mean, again, you have your ABs and you had your Tyreek Hills. Those guys are 5-star receivers. They can be number 1s because they make up for their lack of size with exceptional speed, crazy route running, blah, blah, blah. So I just think that I think Juju has to be here in an offense that is struggling right now. And honestly, I think there's 2 players that the Steelers should target right now if we cannot keep Juju. Either Kenny, I'm going to be honest, if we get Kenny Golladay for the right price, that wouldn't be a bad addition. But as far as the run game goes, if Najee Harris, Travis Etienne, those 2 bozos, if they're not there, I'm looking at Chris Carson, and Mikey told me that Green Bay did not use their franchise tag. So Aaron Jones is a free agent. So I think those 2 guys right there make a big impact on a Steelers offense. Bye. Hello. Now listen, you were waving at me. Did you want to say something? I apologize, Frazzy.
It was just about Juju Smith-Schuster. I just don't really think he's the number 1 receiver, and he can be the number 1 receiver, as Mike said. Juju did very well when AB was the number 1. When you get that second corner on a guy that's pretty good, he's going to do good against them. So, they throw the best DB against Juju Smith-Schuster. It's just doesn't work out. I don't know if Juju's going to be, let me ask you, would he be the number 1 if he stayed?
Yes.
He'd be the number 1 if he stayed. Then you're going to get the same result as you did this year. No.
Hold on. See, Kaden agrees with me here. You're not really reading it here. This is Juju. This is a Juju who's not a guy who is going downfield, running posts, running goes, running corners, not 15-yard routes. This is Madden cheesy routes, like 5-7-yard routes here. And this is a red zone guy. This is a guy who we're not tossing him up the ball, but we're looking inside throws, like creases. Kaden, do you agree with me here?
I just don't see a fit for Juju here. What kind of money do we don't have a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't understand why we would keep him. We have Claypool. We have Deontay Johnson. We could sign another wide receiver that is more beneficial, like Kenny Golladay.
If we can have a legit number 1 receiver, I'd like Juju back as a wide receiver too.
Yes.
But
Agreed.
We don't have the cap for it.
But like, I'm not understanding here. Here's what I'm not understanding. Juju
has the same result as this year.
Shut up! Juju has all the tangibles to be a number 1 receiver. He's tall. He has good hands when he wants to have good hands. The Steelers just dropped so many passes this year. What are they doing down there? It's like, I don't know. It's like a WWE event down there. I don't know. Actually, no, that was kind of mean. If you know, you know. But I mean, this is a guy who I think could get the job done. Again, number 1 receivers, you have your Devontae Adams and you have your bigger guys. like arguably DK now. You have those guys who are not really who are getting those kind of yards actually. But then you have the guys who are still being talked about, but yet like they're not putting up the numbers that people like. Again, Juju, I'm not even looking for 1,000 yards. He draws a ton of attention, but in the red zone is where the 20 yards and in, that's where it really matters. You see more of these 5-10 yard routes from Juju. You're not seeing these deeper routes that are going to be killer plays. That's where the yards come from. That's where DK got his yards. That's where Tyler Lockett, both on the same team, but yet it's a different passing attack. So I think the way the Steelers offense works, I think that this is more. I don't know. I think it's a safe bet for Juju. Maybe not at number one. We definitely need help at receiver.
Yeah, 100%.
That's I can agree on that. But right now with the money where it is, I'm not really sure. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. As much as I love him, I don't know if we can go with another year of Connor. Like it's time. I think it's
Connor's
time.
gone.
Yeah, he's got. He might not be gone, but there might be a team that wants him. It depends. Steelers got to make calls, see what see what teams would be interested in him for the right money. But I don't want Connor to go. I want another. Well, actually, no. Connor's. I lied. I want Connor gone now because Connor's more of a right up the middle power back. We don't need that right now. What we're looking for in free agency is what we're looking for, like a Chris Carson, Aaron Jones, both guys really good at football. I think that definitely make a move. Mike, what do you want?
All right. So the first thing, Chris Carson is going to be the guy that the Steelers go after the most.
What is on his stomach?
It's the lights.
It's the lights.
But Chris Carson's going to be the guy that the Steelers go after the most because he's a power back. He's a bigger back than Aaron Jones. That's the type of back that the Steelers use. And if we don't keep Juju, we're going to have to move Claypool to number one. And Claypool would most likely take a Calvin Johnson type of receiver role.
Sorry, I'm just watching Josh just have a dance party down there.
Dude, you should just bring him in just to show the dance party.
Dance party.
Dance party, Josh.
No dance party. Okay. Yeah, again, Juju I think is our guy for number one. Obviously, if Chris Carson's very versatile as well. You said it yourself. He brings that power back factor, but also he can catch the ball. But when he's healthy, Chris Carson battled some injury this year, but I think that's definitely a good fit for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, let me go check. I looked at this before. I want to see exactly. I think he had 600 something yards for 141 carries.
That's pretty good.
Which averaged about 5 yards per carry.
That's a solid number right there.
So if he's most likely going to be a goal line back or someone that's only there to pick up 5 yards on first, second down.
I think the Steelers, if we're going to cut all these guys, go after one of those two running backs, big name running back, even Marlon Mack. I've always liked Marlon Mack. This is a guy who is worth his money here. Mikey, thank you for coming today. Actually, no, everybody here. I want to thank you one more time for coming on the show. It was a good show today. No Brandon today. That was a big hurt. I love Brandon coming on the show. But Caden, I want to thank you for coming. You did a great job.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Again. Oh, no problem. Okay. Everybody, thank you for coming. I'm going to wrap it up right here. With 1 minute left to go was my target time. So, those of you who are just joining, you joined at the worst time. We just finished. What are you doing? No, I'm kidding. I'm obviously kidding. Well, I'm not kidding in the fact that we just finished. That's not a lie. Alexa, yes, I agree with you. Juju should stay. Juju Smith-Schuster is a Steeler 4L. I think that this is a good move for the Steelers. That being said, again, check my Instagram tomorrow. We're gonna have a ton of stuff coming out. Some merch. We got masks. We got T-shirts. We even have coasters for the old men who like to pop the brewski here and there. We got everything coming. Listen. Please check the Instagram or email me if you have any questions. BDIVandtheboys@gmail.com. I think today was wonderful. Please be here for Thursday, 6 o'clock.